That was a close call. Like, literally, I was going through some sounds, and then all of a sudden, I heard a cop car come. Am I recording? Yes, okay. So anyway, this is future me here. Yeah, I had to split the video because it was too long, and I meant to turn it down, but yes, I'm gonna restart it all over, okay? So you look at the mouse, can't be offended because I then turn down the music because, oh no, God forbid everybody enjoy the music. Please, YouTube. Oh. Anyway, I like how it's been like they'll claim that, and then the actual companies themselves will say, "We didn't do that," but you'll still get a copyright because one individual still say you had it on. They don't regularly say these words. Like, you had it on, you dumbass. Why the hell you have to play the music? I don't care if you like it. You can't do that and upload it to the whole world. It's not cool, man. We're not going to let that slide. So here's a copyright for you all over your video so that nobody can ever see your video unless you somehow remove the track or replace it. And then what happens ultimately is it goes over the whole damn video, and it's like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me. All that work for nothing. And yet, BitChute will absolutely cover it. See, that's why I like BitChute. Because they truly do support their content creators because they allow you to have music on your games, man. Jeez. Without none of that slapping across there and nobody can ever see your bloody video ever again. Because it's like a basic middle finger to people who want to freaking literally be able to sit there and relax and listen to a game. Or, even people that want to sit there and watch the video. They don't want to just hear somebody talk. They want to hear the music too. So does the player. The player wants to hear the music. I mean, the player might get eventually bored by it, but he'll have to deal with it. No big deal, but hey, it's better than nothing. I mean, it's like any music, but still, I mean, I don't care what anybody says. They'll exaggerate, like, oh, I could never get tired of this. Yes, you could. If that wasn't true, you'd still be playing it instead of moving on to other games. I mean, come on, man. Really? So, in any case, also, Plants vs. Zombies, I suck at. So if you ever see me playing that game, yeah, it might happen at random. Like, off the fly. Because when I say off the fly, I mean like, I might decide to do something about it. And I might talk about BoJack Horseman like it's supposed to be done because this is Plants vs. Zombies, not Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. But I digress. It's like talking over any game that deserves to be talked about when you present a game that has a beginning and an end. Maybe it doesn't exactly have an intro or it tells you who it was created by, blah blah blah, like most games will tell you, or that it was in, but it will still tell you whatever. But it still has kind of a trailer to it. It does for the demo play of it, even though it's kind of a bit of a cheat. But you can't. That's another thing. Never in my life have I ever been able to cheat to get what demo play has ever done. It probably had to do with modding and hacking. I guarantee it. What the hell? But anyway, yeah, a cop car showed up. It's coming this way. I kind of had a feeling it was coming from the right. You don't know where I'm sitting at, so it doesn't really matter. But like, okay, I'm in somewhere where it got good heat. And good video upload. Not to say I don't have good heat at my house, but anyway, I like it up here. Sometimes it's better to sit up here, but pretty much, the cop car came up here. It turned around in our parking lot, and then it took off that way with its sirens on, with its lights on, and it turned off the sound. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna be quiet now, cause yeah, god dang it. You stop showing up. I didn't realize that the one point of this. You can't use it, but you can kind of somewhat cheaply shot this. So I'm just gonna do it anyway. This is how I do it anyway. When I first started this many moons ago, I didn't even know it until I discovered it myself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that, and he's gonna do that to her. So yeah, this is probably not gonna do well because I've been playing this so much that I forget that I have to cure. And yeah, we're gonna do it again. How amusing. Is that all you can muster? And
Question
then he
mark.
transforms.
Question mark.
And
Question.
now you can do that. Now I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna start the thing of flare, and I'm gonna have her do cure. It's a good thing too. Cause yeah, I'm pretty bad at fights now. Grrr.
Dot, 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 dot.
Grrr. Now you will see what I really am. Which, by the way, this is not what he really is. Ooh, look at that. He's a spider. Ooh. Not really. And now I can do this. By the way, cure does not work on him now. It'll heal up his HP, which is not a good idea. But I'll show you. I'm gonna put a save state just like this because I don't want to. You know, whatever. I'm gonna put this over that. Look at that. Flare is pretty good. And yeah, he's got mega everything, except I'm not sure about life, but he pretty much uses that. So we don't have that. What the hell? Did that actually work even though it's supposed to have healed him? Okay. Alright, that's a bit of a low blow. Let's go to save state 9. Yeah, this is kind of hard to do when you got messed up thumbs. Yeah, look at that. He's trying to do all that. Yeah. Yep, and he's gone. And we don't have to worry about curing up, so hang on. See, because this is what happens. If you don't wind up curing up by the end of the fight, don't worry about it. Because as always, just like before, with all the crystals... Anyway, yes, comma, yes, exclamation point. When you defeated the Dark King, exclamation point, at last. At last, it's all over! Disguised as a human, I, the Crystal Blade, have got... Yeah, for the most part. Because a lot of the points, this was useless, because...
Yeah, you see we got cured up.
It was just like tidbits of information we could have done without it, because it didn't have anything to do with the plot. As a matter of fact, most of it was just to do with kind of hints, and then most of it was like, do you have a 10 GP for a cup of coffee? I forget what else he would have said, but anyway. So, but yeah. You can't thrive, survive. If you keep hope alive. Use your courage and respect your world. Yeah, that's what I always used to say. People can't survive. Anyway, a bright future awaits you now. Go and enjoy all the world has to offer. Thank you! Exclamation point. So, man, this game is fantastic. I love it. This was amazing. I love the artwork, the amazing animation for this game. The absolute production this game actually was. I can't say that about my childhood because I didn't even think about it back then, but I can say that after all the years of playing it, I can appreciate it because yes, I believe, I played this so much, it's not even funny. Jack, Exclamation point. You say the Dark King was the problem and you beat him? Of course, say what's become of Reuben and Captain Mac? They're fine. They already headed home.
They've already done.
Great. Sometime I'll drop by and say hi. And of course, she always says thank you. So you missed out on that too. Kelly's house, and there's Captain Kelly. You're safe. Yeah, our first girlfriend and our second girlfriend is with us. But anyway, let's you're there. What are you going to do now? I mean, not our, but his girlfriend. Hey, maybe you can answer that, Mac. How about lending me that ship of yours? I need a little more adventure in my life. And this is a prelude that is nothing that's never gonna happen. Don't worry, Kelly. Alright, let me see. Arr, she's still seaworthy. She's still seaworthy. Don't forget your cap again. And Aquaria. So we're gonna go see someone who looks familiar, who had disappeared with a certain someone. I have no control of this, by the way. Spencer, you still digging? Yep, all because of you guys. Anybody seen Tristan? That jerk! He's gone treasure hunting again. I like how I call him a jerk anyway. Well, tell him I said hi. And I like how it gets he just stops talking to him for a little bit. So this probably might not go up to YouTube till I edit it over or whatever because yeah, this is you can see this is where you'll find Reuben at the stage at this point because you wouldn't normally get this unless you actually talk to that girl that's next to the stage. Anyway, what's going on?
How's it going on? How's it going?
Reuben, couldn't be better. Why don't we hang out in this town? I'd love to, but I have to. No. No way. I'm off for more adventures in Captain Mag's ship. For more adventures in Captain Mag's ship. At least let me see you off. And you will. So this was the last part of it. But there we go. So not everybody shows up, though. But there are most people, so I guess it's okay. The ship's... Arrgh! The ship's better to move! That's not pirate. Thanks, Mac. 3 cheers for Captain Jack. Wait until you see my next dimension. I'd love to. Can you come home again? No. Because it's not gonna happen. Have a safe trip. Do it up while you're young. See, that's the saying that you don't see these days. I think I've had all the adventure that I can stand. All about taking me along. You'll need an expert treasure hunter. And of course she leaves. Do you know what you're saying, Grandpa? You'll be back in no time. See the world for me. We're going to miss you. Yeah, and 2 girlfriends. Even though there'll never be an item, but hey, because the game just doesn't end that way. I'm going to miss you too. All of you. Farewell. Fare ye well. As we'll never see each other again unless we start the game all over again. And, of course, also, the theme song you don't get to hear again. I mean, I forgot about it, but yeah, there's like 3 times you get to hear it. So this is the last. Yeah, I love this theme song. What are you doing here? I can't resist it. When I hear about an adventure, shake, no stir, no shaken. I like a martini, shaken, not stir, not shaken. Shut, color. Anyway, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep an eye on your kid. That's Jack, you nutcase. So pretty much story by Chichihiro Fujika, direction Kazuya Aidi, monster design Masari Jun Morieta, map design Harishi Kayahin. Most of these I'm probably gonna have trouble with. I can say this one, Yasha Yoshi Makawa, Ted Mosley. Wow, translation and storyline. Pretty cool. Main and battle program. Katsuyu Hira Kondo. Battle program. Shingo Tanaka. Field program. Hiyotaka. Goto. Kazuhiko Yoshihiko. Yeah. System program. Itikiti. Anyway. Sound program. Minoru Ako. Map graphics. Pikachu Kabe. Monster graphics. Yuki HM. Yasuda. Animation. Taishuzuki Momose. You guys did an excellent job on this. Map characters. Mshi Mojo. I don't know what the M stands for. M composer R Sasai Y Kawakame. Special thanks to T Fuji, Kara Moyayame, Cats A Toyoyame, H Yakatu Takataki, K Adatachi, K Akokobubu, H Beninabe, K Bilot, C Bud, K Karuder, K Creanger, I don't know, V Mayhew, M. Ridley, R. Silveria, M. Suzuki, N. Williams, J. Miyagori, and T. Nomura. So the reason why they did that was because, which is silly, but I didn't even know this until years later, but it was because they were afraid that people would take people from their design team. And yes, this is the end. Look at that. As a set sail to a never-ending thing that will never come to a conclusion, that we'll never see again, because we're done. That's the end of our adventure. But unfortunately, there's more, so eventually it will come back. I might do it on a Friday, though, randomly. Because this game, I tell you, there's more extra stuff that, I don't care about, but I probably just like, it's not going to make much difference anyway, even if you did, because some games it does, but, some games it don't. Like this one in particular, you don't have to 100% all the way through, but you can. But, I'll do a lot of it off screen because, it doesn't take long to get through it, but I'll tell you, this game is awesome. I think every one of you did a good job. And it's sad that there was never a sequel to it, but hey. And I'm talking about a direct sequel to this game. That was actually, believe it or not, promised. And I didn't even know about it until years later. But yeah, it does deserve a sequel. An actual direct sequel to it, but no. So, however, though, if I do play this game again, from beginning to end, it will be the new one for the PC. Because yes, there is one that somebody actually, it's a fan-made version, where they're all, you have 4 characters, which is kind of sad too, because you have 5 characters all together, because you have your main character, you've got Kelly or whatever you want to call her, Tristan, and then Phoebe or Phoebe, and then Ruben. And that makes 5 people. Because you look, you got your first character, whoever you name him. I don't know if that's still possible or not. And then you got Calais, Tristan, Phoebe or Phoebe, and Ruben. So that's 5 characters all together. That would be great if you had all 5 characters, because all 5 characters are a part of the main thing. Even though you only get 2 characters, which includes the one out of the 2 is the main character himself. Which is crazy because they don't level up, but they do off screen. And whenever you get them, they can be differently. And there's another thing about it that you don't know, is that if you actually took the time, which will take you a lot longer to play this game, to actually level up more than what they are at. Sometimes it depends on. It's a 1% chance, but it does happen. I've seen it happen. It doesn't always happen, but they'll be leveled up higher than what you would normally get them at. And then, but the normal chance of it is that they're pretty much lower, and you're pretty much overly powered anyway. So for what you're doing, and say you come in about, I think Tristan is about level 9, I want to say, when you first get him, and then he's a little bit later on. So, you know, I don't understand the things about characters, but yes, sometimes it can happen, but it's not because of whether or not you save the game and reload it. I hate to break it to you, but it's just the way things come. It's not anything to do with reloading. And yes, the true maximum level is and always will be 50. It's because you have to cheat for it. Doesn't mean it's not the final level. The final normal level, I guess, will be 41, which is silly. But, you know, every game so far has only had level 100.
So, pretty much, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to stop it right there because I keep going on and on about things. But yeah, pretty much, yeah, most things, yeah, this is crazy because this one actually has, yeah, 50, I think. I mean, you know, it's been so long, I only did it once, to be honest with you. I don't know, maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but then again, it only happened one time, and believe it or not, I didn't use a Game Genie, it was on emulation, and, see, at the time when I played this many moons ago, I never used cheat codes. I didn't even know about the battlefield trick that you could do for 255 battles. But yeah, so yeah, and believe it or not, one day I was living at the time, I believe, somewhere in Missouri. I want to say it was an apartment, and by the way, I remember that wrong too. I know for a fact. Because it's been a long time since I played this game, and it's been a long time since I remember, because I was just going through this really fast as I could when I played this over again, just to get where I was at to finally beat this once and for all for this journal playthrough. But anyway, Tristan is level 7, and yeah, when you get him, I wanted to. I don't know why I would want to say that, because I don't know. I remember some. Maybe it's because I do remember him having to be at 9 randomly or something like that. I can't remember why, but it does happen that way. Or as opposed to generally when you get him is about level 7, around there. But anyway, so yeah, and you never want to go alone when it comes to fighting enemies. Because when you first start the game, you're going to want to wait till you get to a certain point. Because at that point, even before I had Phoebe or Phobia, I could have taken on enemies and would have been just fine. I've done that, you know. Or not Phobia or Phoebe, but whenever I don't know, maybe it's before, I don't know, anyway. But pretty much, let's go back to the thing I was going to say about, I woke up one day, because I was living out in Missouri at the time. And it was an apartment, I believe. And I looked out there. I opened the door. Believe it or not, I shook my head like this can't be real, right? Well, then again, it was foggy out. And it was the first time the fog has ever occurred to me. So it looked like to me it was like what you're seeing here. And then, there was a dock, like a ship dock, like an actual ship dock you see in real life. Like a bridge kind of thing where you have boats next to or whatever. This kind of wooden, I would say, not cement. No, not cement. But pretty much there's that. And the only game I know of, which is weird, is Final Fantasy X. I love the game, but I also don't really like it as far as it being a Final Fantasy, because to me it's not a Final Fantasy, it's just another game that's very much enjoyable, despite my problems with it, because, yeah, to me to make it a legit Final Fantasy would be the fact of exploration, because, just even being able to go around, and another thing as well is that you're blocked, not that that wouldn't be possible in some places, uh, generally, but ultimately in places you're supposed to go back into for whatever reason. I don't really understand it. It's supposed to be to do with to get other treasures and whatnot, and it's crazy because that game I've never been able to 100% it. So I'd love to be able to go through it. I had a bad copy, and the reason why it was a bad copy, not because it was good, but then for some reason it got scratches over time, and then somehow I lost that game. I don't know what happened to it, so I had to rebuy the damn thing. I'm not gonna rebuy Suikoden 2 unless I can do it through uh, the PSN network or somewhere where I can get it really cheaper. Because I am not gonna spend out $1,000 for a game that doesn't need that much money for it. For you to just be able to play it, that's ridiculous. That's a game. It's ridiculous enough as it is when we're having to push up prices for things. I literally had to spend, which I guess would be, I guess somewhat excusable for a brand new game of Final Fantasy VII because of how it was the remake. Because yes, I bought the freaking remake, and yeah, crazy. Around 60 or something like that. I even had pre-ordered it, but it never came in. So, yeah. Eventually, I finally got a couple of them, just in case one of them goes out on me. I have another one for whatever reason. It's not a bad idea to have a backup. Never is, because things do go bad, and you can't beyond the fact that you can't even get them fixed. Believe it or not, it doesn't matter how many times you put them in a resurfacer or whatever you want to do to them. Yeah, there's only so many times they can handle it. Believe me, I have had a disc refurbished. I don't know how many times, or no, it was buffered out, but it pretty much fixed it. But it still kind of was. It did fix it for pretty good, and it was my very first ever copy of Suikoden, which was given to me. Eventually, I believe I had bought it again, but anyway, so that was the first game. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that because this has gone on long enough. But I mean, I hope you guys have enjoyed because I have, you know, I have not done this for a challenge or anything, but thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys are doing well. I think I've already said that, but anyway, but yeah, pretty much I have enjoyed sharing this with you. But this game always to be my number one, and like I said before, I will not be playing this again unless I do it through the PC version of the one I want to play. I will, however, do the optional stuff that I have coming up eventually once I get a way to better do it. It'll be on a random Friday, and if I do play through it again on for whatever reason, it'll actually be on legit console, and I'll play it all the way through. However, I can't promise you no more than what it's going to take because I have to worry about training, getting seeds, because as you already know by this point, it's not a spoiler, but because well, I mean it is, but it's a spoiler. It's basically a spoiler that's okay to spoil now that you've already seen it. Once you've already gotten up to this point. Anyway, that you don't have a way to get seeds or buy them until at least Fireberg and Lindia. And then the final point is in order to buy them, I would say, before the final enchilada going up against, well, you can even get them once you use them up in the last bit of the game there. But anyway, seeds. Or you can get them on the ship, you can buy them there, and then get them at the last bit of the game. I could have sworn that I saw it had refreshers. I could have sworn I got refreshers. But anyway. So, but yeah, I will do the Battlefield Challenge, and I will be doing some things that will not affect the game whatsoever. And I don't think I've ever seen not one person. If they have, yeah, I'm not going to look it up. I don't care. But, because I have done this, but not through every playthrough. and I will tell you what it is. I mean, I don't know if it matters when you do it, but I think I'm gonna do it right away when I come in and when I'm able to do it, because I'll probably have to go back through and do it. I'm not sure how I would accomplish it. I know you don't get the way to do it until after you get to a cutscene, and especially to get that treasure that I gotta get. The very first one in the game that's in the, well, not the very first one, the second one that's in the, well, you know, Bone Dungeon. So, but yeah, it's to do with explosions, bombs, you know, explosives, same thing, or mega grenades, or jumbo bombs, jumbo grenades, I don't know. But pretty much that's what it is, and but as for now, we're actually done as far as the main plot line goes. The next game in line will be another one from my childhood that I have not successfully ever beaten as far as a playthrough goes, as far as I'm aware of. I know that, I mean, it's on a channel anyway, but I know that I have beaten it on a console, just not as many times. I played Mystic Quest. God, this game is memorable. I enjoyed every bit of it until I finally got tired of it. Then I got back to playing it again. I mean, because that's how much time I played on this game that I got sick of it. That I wanted to move on to something else. That I did. It's not that I hated the game. It's just that I had to move on to something else because I just got tired of playing the same old game after a while. And it's not that I didn't enjoy playing it when I was playing it. It's just when you feel the time to move on, it's because you're bored. It's not the game itself. It's not its fault, because it doesn't. Every game has a point to where it can be bored. Believe it or not, to be fair. But anyway, I do know that there are also games I will be skipping out on. Some of them I will try to do on the fly whenever I can. Some of them to do with horror. Some of them to do with, because yes, there are horror games that they're not as bad as like these lines that are indie games. Like Amnesia, they're not as bad as that, but there is one that is like close to that. I'm not going to do Clock Tower. Clock Tower is unbeatable. I am not kidding you. I have played that game to its absolute perfection of how much I could try to do with it, and I suck monkeys about it. I mean, that doesn't sound right. I suck. Sorry. I suck at the game. And just like another one, I forget to get the name of it now, but I got it legitimately on PlayStation 2, and it's a game that there's no real weapons other than kicking. And yes, you can actually kick the poor dog. Yes, I feel sorry for the dog. It can be done accidentally, but I suck at that game too. I got a little bit further, but then I had to have help to go to a certain point. You know, it's much like Amnesia in the fact that I think you pretty much have to, you have to hide. It's crazy. But yeah, pretty much I hope you guys have enjoyed. I have, because I know I sure as heck have enjoyed doing this and sharing this and reminiscing and remembering this game to its absolute core, that I still wish they had a direct, legitimate sequel to it. But, you know, because there's already a clue within the game, but it means absolutely nothing because the original guy that was in charge of making it happen, he went on to PlayStation. So that's what happened. And yeah, so I'll see you all later. Until then, next time.